Welcome back to Wook Plus. I'm Weekend Wook, joined by the great Wendt Kev. Kev, so this is what's on my mind. We're getting into late January, and this is the time of year when you start to hear summer tour announcements. I know this one's a little bit weird because we already had the spring dates; they rushed in there. But if you look back, last year it was in February 15th, but in 21 or in 19 it was January 9th. In 18, it was January 23rd. In 17, when it was the Baker's Dozen announcement, it was January 31st. And they're always on a Tuesday, which is when Phish likes to announce things. And that kind of lines up with how they used to release albums, too. So tomorrow's Tuesday. I'm kind of starting to feel like, hey, maybe in the next week we might get an announcement. Yeah, so I guess I just wanted to talk about where we stand with the info we're getting and the rumors and our expectations for summer tour, and if that's changed since our last videos about it.
I'm not sure how many shows they do on average each year, but I'm thinking that this year in total is going to encapsulate 40 shows. You got 4 Mexico shows. You got 4 shows at the end of the year. So that takes 8 shows off the table, which leaves us with 32. Right. They got the 8 shows for the spring tour, which puts us down to 24. Right. Okay. So those 24 is 3 times 8 is 24. So you have 16 of those shows will be Baker's Dozen, and then you have another 8 shows to do in Thanksgiving tour. 8 shows like they did in 19.
Or maybe a Dick's run and then 4 like an island tour type of thing in the fall.
Right, to celebrate the actual 40th that'll fall on the date of the actual 40th anniversary and then the end of the year. So they would
I think it's a little bit of a stretch, but it's kind of cool. One thing I was thinking about is like whether or not we'd have a festival. And I hate to say it, I don't think it's going to happen because I was kind of on the train that we were going to get a festival. But see, festivals don't just pop up. Then that's not just a private contract with a single entity, right? That's
so many lip syncing ships with a festival.
Right. And usually Curveball by this point, Magnaball, Festival 8, usually by this point in the year, if it was going to be a summer festival, you'd have somebody have footage from a town meeting, whether it was Indio or Watkins Glen.
Right. Somebody trying to get permits because the permits all have to be done publicly. So somebody would be like, oh, why is there a permit for Watkins Glen all of a sudden this summer,
Yeah, so I don't think we're going to get that festival, but I do feel more confident about the MSG. We can't call it, I guess, the Sweet 16. I mean, the BD2 or whatever. I really hope they throw in another tour with it, though, in the summer. I think if they only do that, it will be a huge letdown for a lot of fans.
Right. It's still possible, kind of, with the dates available. And because what I heard was that it was going to be 4 show sets, Thursday through Sunday.
Yeah,
instead of last year, instead of Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Well, you know why that makes sense? It's also for the fan base, right, to regroup, go home and work, and you're not taking off like an extensive, extended period of time. And breaking down, I mean, shit, that's nothing. They probably have somewhere at MSG that can store all this shit.
Right, and that's what I was going to say. Billy Joel was on a Monday. So even if it fell when Billy Joel was playing, he could do his Monday show. They could break down Phish's gear, set Billy Joel up, have him doing a show, and by Thursday have everything back for Phish to do their next 4 nights.
Right. Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Anyway. I'm still not happy with it. I'm still not happy with it.
Doesn't matter. We're going to be webcasting it and doing the after shows.
Summer is for being barefoot on the lawn, though, somewhere in the middle of Indiana or Maryland or wherever,
I know. I'm trying to stay positive with it, but it'll be interesting. I hope we find out some more information or get an announcement in the next week or two. Maybe tomorrow, maybe next week is the 30th on Tuesday. And then we can really analyze it and break it down.
Well, we need to look at whatever night is completely undersold and get our box that night. And just have everybody hang out in the box with us for one night.
Well, on that note, thank you guys for joining us. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, like this video, and we will see you next time.
let's go to one of your places.